Welcome to Sovereign Citizen Legal Encounters. All right, today we're going to be in Kansas court where we have a sovereign citizen who went through training with another sovereign citizen that I covered in the live stream. So I'm going to put the link to the video in the description so that you can go back and look at it, which is going to be a live stream. So you may have to watch it for a little bit. These two have been through a sovereign citizen class where they teach the script not the way we normally hear it. They read it. It sounds very professional, but it's the same language. So I'm going to compare the two of them in the video of the court hearing that you're about to watch. It's going to go back and forth a little bit, but you'll hear the comparisons for yourself. So also, I want to welcome a new member by the name of Frank. Thank you for joining the membership. And let's go into this video, and I'm going to show you what's going on. So I'm going to give you a quick clip of the female that I covered, and then we're going into the video. Let's go.
Excuse me, I was going to say that I comprehend the certain statutory allegations that have been made against me, but I cannot and do not admit to understanding or accepting the jurisdiction of this court over my person or the subject matter absent proof of corpus delicti and a verified complainant from an injured party. To do so would constitute a waiver of fundamental rights, which I explicitly refuse to waive pursuant to KSA subsection 60-212 and the doctrine of special appearance recognized in Kansas jurisprudence.
They don't use the normal, I sent files into the court, do you have it? They do none of that. They read a script, they stick to it, and that's all they do.
Take up Quentin Hutch next. This is the state of Kansas versus Quentin Lawrence Hutch. It's case number 2025 TR 1215. Quentin Hutch appears apparently on his own Zoom. Jaron Regier appears on behalf of the state of Kansas and the Butler County Attorney's Office. For Hutch, court has an information before it which alleges in count one the charge of interference with law enforcement, a Class A non-person misdemeanor punishable by up to $2,500 fine and up to 1 year in the county jail or both. In count two, failure to register a vehicle, an unclassified non-person misdemeanor punishable by up to 30 days in the county jail and up to a $500 fine or both. What are your intentions regarding a plea here this afternoon, Mr. Hutch?
Good afternoon. I do not intend to plea.
Why is that, Mr. Hutch?
I have a few clerical things I'd like to clear up. Did you personally read the case filing for BU-2025-CR-000261 in its entirety?
No.
Do you believe that the filing document is true, complete, and correct?
I'm not sure why I'm answering your questions, Mr. Hutch. We're here on a first appearance on a criminal case.
I am trying to clear up to make sure that the charging documents are true and correct before proceeding.
One, I never seen a sovereign citizen dressed like that. Two, he's not mentioning all caps name, straw man, none of it.
I see nothing openly defective about the charging document.
Okay,
Let's move on. If you don't wish to enter a plea, the court will be entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf, Mr. Hutch. And we'll be establishing another court date.
Your Honor, that would not be my preference. I would like to have...
Well, I don't care if it's your preference or not.
Thank you. I would like to have a probable cause hearing before a plea.
You're not entitled to a probable cause hearing. This is a misdemeanor case rather than a felony case, and you're not in custody.
Okay, I have challenges that I would like to raise on the record formally for both the case filing and the field case report from the arresting officer.
Let me ask you, do you believe that you have the financial resources to hire a lawyer to represent you in this case?
I will not be hiring a lawyer. Thank you for asking.
So you're going to represent yourself in this case, is that correct?
I will be presenting myself. That is correct, yes.
You do understand that if you can't afford a lawyer, the court will consider appointing you one.
I do comprehend this. Thank you.
But you reject either retained or appointed counsel, and you're going to represent yourself in this case, correct?
I will be presenting myself.
Very well.
Thank you.
There was an appearance bond posted in this case. Apparently, it was a cash bond in the amount of $2,000 has secured the defendant's appearance. The court has approved that bond and will maintain Quentin Hite under it pending further proceedings in this case, which I will set.
Before that, I would like to request your lawful determination that this court has jurisdiction over this matter, as I cannot proceed until the field case report and the case filing are both verified complaints and true and correct.
I don't know where you're getting all this.
Right there on his computer screen, Judge.
According to the state's charging document, I'll advise you, Mr. Hite, that it did take place somewhere in Butler County, Kansas.
Okay, thank you for
The
that.
court does believe it has jurisdiction.
I do have a copy of a field case report and a case filing that I received from the Butler County Attorney's Office as well as the Butler County Sheriff's Office, and I have found inconsistencies in both of the documents that I am trying to raise here formally with you that I cannot make a plea until they have been resolved.
All right. So I've entered a not guilty plea on your behalf.
I would like to please the court that this would be not on my behalf and under threat and duress, and only under the matter that you have moved on my behalf. I have not entered a plea.
All right.
Okay, now here's the comparison to his partner's court case.
May it please the court, for the record, I must now enter an oral objection and motion for disqualification of the presiding judicial officer pursuant to Kansas Rule 2.11 of the Code of Judicial Conduct, as well as controlling principles under the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment.
Additionally, I'd like to let the record show that due to a lack of corpus delicti via verified complaint, jurisdictional defects, and the lack of essential elements to bring a formal complaint and charges against me, I must move for dismissal immediately based on the plaintiff's failure to present all the required elements. That is in regards to the case filing.
Wherefore, I respectfully move this honorable court to dismiss all charges with prejudice for lack of jurisdiction, issue a finding that the prosecution has failed to meet its burden of establishing jurisdiction, order the immediate return of all my property seized, including the 251 USD, confiscated and converted to a reloadable Visa card without my consent.
The scripts are the same, but it's according to the situation. It changes a little bit.
Judge, I would also like to ask, will you be reviewing the case filing and field case report in their entirety to ensure that my due process rights are not violated before the arraignment hearing begins?
Court's going to assign the case to this division. I'm going to set a court date for Monday, August 25.
And what is the purpose of that court date, may I ask?
For further proceedings in the case, Mr. Hite. It'll
Okay.
be your first appearance with following today's date. I'm going to set
Would
the
you
hearing
repeat that again?
time at 3:00 p.m. You may
My
appear
apologies.
by Zoom.
Is there an
3
in-person?
o'clock Monday, August 25 for further proceedings in this case before this court.
Thank you. And may I ask, is there an option for an in-person appearance?
Not for that court appearance.
Okay.
We'll conduct the next appearance by Zoom.
Okay. Is there an opportunity to be in person for any proceedings?
Yes.
Okay. And
But-
which proceedings would those be?
But what we've established today is the next one will be by Zoom. Now,
Okay.
if you don't want to appear remotely, you can come to the Butler County Judicial Center and you can participate from that location. You'll be participating by Zoom, but you can participate from the Judicial Center. To make
Okay.
sure that you have the resources available to you to fully participate in the next hearing. So Monday, August 25, 3:00, he's going to represent himself. And the court has approved and maintained him under his previously established bond of $2,000 cash.
May I also ask what
Okay,
judge
just a
and
minute,
what
I'm going to ask the prosecutor. Mr. Regier, is there anything else that we need to address regarding Quentin Hite at this time?
Not on this particular matter, Your Honor, although per my duty of candor as an officer of the court, I would tell the court that there does appear to be another case involving this same defendant, where it would appear that an appearance bond has been executed for at the end of next month. I'm not sure, given the court's order today, if the court wishes to address that matter at this time for the purposes of the judicial economy.
No. If he has multiple cases, that's the implication of having multiple cases, that he may have multiple court dates.
Very good.
So let's go ahead and cite for Mr. Hutch, just in case he doesn't have it written down on his calendar somewhere. What is the next scheduled appearance in this other case?
Your Honor, the state's information is that in Butler County 25 TR 1215, there appears to be a bond, specifically a cash bond in the amount of $1,000 for an appearance date on July 30th, 2025 at 9 a.m.
All right. I'll advise the defendant that he does have a separate appearance requirement in a different case for July 30th at 9 a.m. I trust that would be in Zoom court with Judge Webster on that date, Mr. Regier?
That would be the state's presumption, Your Honor.
Okay, and then of course you've still got your Zoom appearance requirement in this court on Monday, August 25 at 3 o'clock, Mr. Hutch. I think that concludes our business on the case at this time.
One further question, please. For this matter, the new hearing that you have just set, who is the judge and the court presiding?
The new one that I just said. You mean in this case that was before the court today?
Correct.
This judge is hearing the case. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
And if there's nothing further, the Quentin Hutch matter will be in recess at this time, and we'll move on to another matter.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, even in my comparison at the end, they end the script the same way. So as you notice, they don't say a lot of the other stuff that we're used to hearing all the time. They just read that script and they try to manipulate the court. So we're going to see what happens with them further down the road. But as you saw, this judge, he wasn't paying him any attention. Just like she was in Judge Hart court, he didn't pay her any attention. So I'm just going to keep up with it. It's very interesting how they're doing it. And yes, they have a mentor and someone as a trainer, and they have to pay for these classes. I hope you enjoyed the video. And don't forget, check out the live stream. It's in the description below. You can get the whole backstory on all of it, from the traffic stop to the case that she had. See you next time.